Let's take a look at domain, range, and functions. Definition of domain. When dealing with coordinates, the first coordinate is the domain. The second is the range. And in some cases, those combinations will show whether it's a function. So let's take a look. I'm going to give you several points. Here I have 5 points. 25, 133, 22 and 216, 24 and 148, 22 and 195, and 20 and 74. All of these are points that have a domain and a range. The domain is going to refer to our first coordinate, which is commonly referred to as the x-coordinate. Remember, when writing an ordered pair, we do x, comma, y. First coordinate is x, first number is domain. So in this case, the domain is 25, 22, 24, 22. The second numbers, which are written in green, are our range, and that is y. 133, 216, 148, 195, and 74. When writing domain and range, we write D or domain, colon, then in brackets we put the numbers. We don't repeat numbers, so you see that 22 and 22 are listed twice. We are only going to list them once. And we start from lowest to highest. So looking at our yellow numbers, our lowest number is 20. Next one is 22, and remember, we only list it once. The next one, 24, and then 25, and close again with the bracket. That is domain. Same thing with range. Same bracket, starting with our lowest number, 74, then 133, 148, 195, and 216. So writing domain and range is pretty simple. Domain, find the first numbers in an ordered pair. Those will be your domain. Write them in order from lowest to highest without repeating any numbers. Range is exactly the same. The second number from the ordered pair, beginning with the lowest number until you get to the highest number, again, without repeating. Next part is taking a look at them and figuring out, is it a function? Let's take a look at a set of 4 different numbers. Here we have 4 new points. We're going to write the domain, and I'm just going to list them. I'm not going to write them in standard format. I'm going to list them. We have 0, 1, and 2. And the reason I wrote them this way is because I'm going to map them or draw arrows and connect them to their ranges. The range is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and decide, is this a function? The definition of a function says, each member of the domain is paired with exactly one member from the range. So domain goes to one range. So our 0, 0.01, our 0 goes to 1. 0.12, our 1 goes to 2. 0.13, our 1 goes to 3. 0.24, our 2 goes to 4. By drawing these mapping arrows, you can see this is not a function. But what makes it not a function is the fact that the 1 from the domain, is mapped to 2 in the range. By definition, it can only have 1 in the range. So 1 mapped to 2 makes this a no. Let's take a look at the next 4 points. 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3, 4. Let's write the domain with the brackets. Beginning with our lowest, we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Close brackets. Our range, we have 1, 2. We have 2 again, so we don't need to put it, and 4. So here's our range. Now, is this a function, yes or no? Well, let's write our domain so we can map it. 0, 1, 2, and 3. And our range, 1, 2, and 4. And now let's draw arrows. The 0 gets mapped to 1. That's this point. 1 gets mapped to 2. That's this point. 2 gets mapped to 2. That's this point. and 3 gets mapped to 4. That's this point. According to this, is it a function? Remember, definition says that the domain goes to one range. So the 0, how many in the range does it go to? It only goes to 1. The 1, how many in the range does it go to? It only goes to 1. 2, how many in the range does it go to? It only goes to one number. Each one in the domain only has one arrow coming from it, so it only goes to one number in the range. That's all you need to know for a function. If the domain goes to one number, if each number in the domain goes to one number, it is a function.